I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another review? This is another review for Delarmo. Thank you so much for that. And this time I'm talking about the 2015 film Southbound. Now, if anyone's ever interested in requesting reviews, movie reviews, re-reviews, videos on any topic, movie topic, what have you, you either do so directly via my PayPal or you can join me on my Patreon. The links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries. But the review for today is a film that I did not know anything about. Never heard of this film. It's an anthology film, but done in an interesting way because all the stories are pretty much linked with each other from one extent to another. Where from the get-go, you get the idea this is about lost souls and the road to redemption and purgatory, things of that nature, based on what the radio is pretty much telling us from the get-go. And the first story and the last story are connected. It's kind of like you see the ending of the first story first, at the beginning of that story at the very end of the movie. The first bit, these two guys are driving. They go by a gas station. They keep driving. They keep passing by the same gas station over and over and over again. And they keep seeing these weird creatures. I don't know how to describe them. They float and they have these wings and not much for facial. And they're not quite skeleton and they're a little bit demonic. It's just a pretty interesting, weird design. Which I did enjoy the design, the look of these creatures. And the whole looping of the gas station definitely remind you something out of a Twilight Zone. You get one certain death scene, which is like, ooh, but the jaw goes, and it's like, yeah, he ain't gonna be happy tomorrow. And it's kind of a nice establishment for what will happen next. The next story, I was indifferent on this one. It's about these three ladies. They're part of a band. They get picked up by this couple. They have dinner. But then they realize like the couple and their friends, they're acting a bit weird and strange. And they keep wanting them to eat this food. And one of them doesn't, but the other two do. And then they start puking up this black goo. And it seems like this type of stuff will make you part of this little batshit family's cult. And also the girl keeps seeing her dead friend because the three of them keep hinting about this friend. And you're wondering, was the friend killed in an accident? Was murdered by these three? We don't know. Because that's what a good chunk of these stories seem to be about. People that have done something, or they know someone that has done something, and now they're going to be kind of paying for it, perhaps forever. And yeah, the radio pretty much tells you what it's about. That, you know, this long road to redemption, this long road that keeps perhaps repeating itself, you know, that type of thing. mean, the acting wasn't bad. I can't say I got a whole lot out of it, story-wise. I mean, I definitely got more out of the next one, which is one of them from the previous stories in the middle of the road, and this guy hits her with his car, and he brings her to the hospital, and he can't find anyone in the hospital. I like the look, the interior of the hospital. I thought it gave a nice creepy little atmosphere. I thought the guy did a good job in his role, where he's frantic, but he's not annoying or irritating, but he's still frantic, obviously, about the situation. And he's talking to EMS and whoever on the phone and try to figure out what to do next. You get some nice practical effects, like the woman who's in the middle of the road that you could barely see it. She's so hurt that her leg is falling apart, and that whole sequence with that whole story, how that goes, that was definitely the most interesting. Because of the location of being in the hospital and this barren wasteland of a hospital, some of the nice bits of gore in it, how the story comes to fruition, I thought was interesting. I'll get into that when I get more into spoilers, but like that, out of the stories, that was the one I liked the most. There's one about a guy who goes in this bar, he's looking for his sister, and the bar's filled with these demons, and he starts shooting them because he really wants to find his sister, but the sister wants to stay. That one, I don't know it. It didn't leave much of an impact, and there's some questions I had with the finale, like, huh? There's a bit confusion here and there, which I'll get to. And then the last bit is this home invasion segment where these people wearing this weird masks. They have this lady and this guy. And one of the people wearing the mask mentions an eye for an eye and shows a picture of his daughter. And then you realize who these people in the mask are, and then these creatures appear. I'm being vague because I don't want to give every single thing away. It was interesting to watch because it didn't go at a slow pace. I thought it went fairly well paced movie. I thought the acting was fine. I thought the one story in the hospital was fairly solid. I thought that it had a couple decent bits of gore. The creatures at the very beginning and ending was a weird, interesting design. I get what they were going for. It's not a film I would ever watch again. It's not a film I would ever rate highly because I can't say I was that fully engaged. And I get that I was trying to be, I don't want to say ambiguous, but it's not going to explain everything. It's not going to cross every I and dot every T. I know. Dotted the I's, cross the T. And that's his purpose. As some people find that interesting. And yeah, I do find that interesting from time to time in the movie, but here it was a little bit more, I won't say infuriating, but a bit more agitating than maybe I would feel in other movies. I mean, it was a time waster I didn't mind for what it was. It didn't make me mad or anything. But it did more into spoilers. The segment I enjoyed. But in the hospital, I liked that these people keep telling him to do this, to save this girl, intubate, but he finds out too late they're telling him how to kill her. And then he even says, well, what the hell am I here for? And they're like, well, it doesn't have to be your fault. You can leave. Really? I can leave? Yeah. And it seems like they let him leave. So I guess, in a way, you can escape this? Because they never say that he does a loop or he's fucked. So it seems like maybe there is a way to get out of this, which I did find interesting. And it was definitely asshole of him to do, to fuck with him, thinking it's 911, thinking it's someone you can trust, and then fuck him over on that. And again, there's some good practical effects in there. The scene in the bar where the guy's looking for his sister, the ending to that was confusing because the sister wants to stay, and you get that the sister did something bad, maybe to do with their mom, like the mom died because of her, so this is like her purgatory. But the brother wants to find her because he wants to rescue her. But then he just pull out of the car. I guess he's taken out and killed by the demons. I guess he dies off screen. Granted, we don't see it. But he's kind of in the middle of the world with these demons holding him, and then she leaves. I'm like, well, first off, you're a bitch, because you're so sad that you killed your mom, but you just killed your brother. Fuckwit, bitch. Second off, is this really about people, purgatory, wanting to punish the souls that did something bad? What did the brother do? He didn't do anything bad. He just went there to save his sister. Maybe they're pissed because he blew this demon's head off, which probably didn't kill him, because who knows if he could really kill anything in this Twilight Zone where the fuck they're in. So that's what I mean, like the way it's, the ending of that segment is like, huh, what? The last one, I mean, the people who are at the beginning of the film, you realize really how big pieces of trash they are, because at the end they're the people in the mask doing the home invasion. And like the daughter that the guy was looking for at the beginning, I guess apparently this guy they're punishing did something to her. But then they kill the wife, and they kill the teen girl there as well. And then these creatures come out, attack them, they run off, and then it ends like it began, them driving away. And we know how their fate's going to be. So granted, not everything is displaying, like those creatures. Is this just part of this land? Is it just this one area that's this purgatory-filled thing? Is it these creatures appear right after the deed is done, almost as if that was the telephone call for them to come? Or these specific demons, the only time we see these specific demons is the very beginning, very end, which is the same segment. So are these demons brought about by these certain people that are killed? Or do the other characters will be like the demons that are surrounding the guy and from the bar who killed the, those demons look different. They look humanoid. So does it depend on which hell you're in? Or I don't know. I mean, it's being vague, so you're not supposed to, I guess, understand it 100%. I mean, it kept my interest enough to be what the story was going to, what's the next segment going to be. But I would say it's not engaging enough that I would ever care to see a sequel or care to ever watch the film again. Maybe that doesn't make sense. Again, I thought the acting was fine. There's way, way worse anthology films out there, whether it be Veronica, Creepshow, VHS, the Dark Tapes. Creepshow 3 is what I meant to say. Creepshow is a classic. Creepshow 3. Like the good ones are Creepshow, Creepshow 2, Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Dark Side's not bad. VHS 2 is actually pretty good. Like there's some good horror anthologies. Cat's Eye I really enjoy. That's underrated. Like Cat's Eye, Creepshow, those are the better ones. But then you have the worst ones, like I said, Creepshow 3, Veronica, VHS, the Dark Taste was pretty bad. This, at least it wasn't that bad of a looking film. It didn't look cheap to me. There's one segment I did enjoy, and it's Twilight Zone type of way. Again, the hospital thing, because I like the environment. I didn't mind the guy. Just a normal guy trying to get out of this situation. Some of the designs of some of the creatures, some of the effects were not bad. It wasn't too long of a film. So overall, it's a film I would say I would label a time waster. I didn't hate it, didn't love it. It was there. I don't know what else to say other than repeating myself. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.